Hello everyone, welcome to HumziPlayz, and this is an episode review of Pokemon episode 133, a Birdactious battle, Brave Bird versus Sky Attack. So overall, I think this episode was really good. It had a lot of action, and it's been one of the better episodes of the Pokemon League. And we got to see how Rowlet beat Decidueye and how that episode went, because I didn't know how Rowlet was going to beat Decidueye. I just knew that he probably was going to beat Decidueye, because I didn't think Ash was going to lose to How here. But in the middle of this episode, I really thought that Ash lost the Pokemon League. And I liked how they did that, because I think everyone thought Ash lost already. And it is kind of unexpected, but he didn't lose, so that's good. So in the beginning, there was a lot of back and forth between Rowlet and Decidueye, but I mean, Decidueye clearly had the upper hand. I felt the entire battle, Decidueye kept on getting hits on Rowlet, and Rowlet kept on getting knocked down, but he kept on getting back up too, so Rowlet had a lot of endurance. It kind of reminded me of Pikachu, when Pikachu would fight against Regice in the Battle Frontier series, or whenever Pikachu or Charizard or Greninja fight, they always have a lot of endurance and they can take a lot of hits, and that shows they're one of Ash's powerhouse Pokemon, because they can take a lot of hits. So yeah, usually Charizard, Greninja, Pikachu, Sceptile, Snorlax, they all can take a lot of hits. So yeah, Ash's Rowlet was taking a lot of hits, so maybe Ash's Rowlet is a powerhouse of Sun and Moon. But I think Ash's Torracat is his powerhouse. I mean, even Lycanroc is pretty good. But yeah, so focusing on this episode though, yeah, I felt like Rowlet was just taking a lot of hits and wasn't really getting that much hits on Decidueye. But yeah, so then Ash asked Rowlet to use Brave Bird, and then Hal kind of smiled, and then he told Decidueye to use Sky Attack. So I think Sky Attack the animation of Sky Attack was really good, and also the name, it is called God Bird. So yeah, that was also really cool to hear Hal say God Bird. But yeah, I also noticed that there's Reggie music, so yeah, the music in Sun and Moon has been really good. I mean, they've been using music from different series, and I noticed there's a lot of X and Y music, but yeah, they use the Reggie music, and that reminded me of the Battle Frontier. And yeah, I like the Reggie music. I think a lot of people like the Reggie music. So yeah, it was nice to hear the Reggie music. So it was a Reggie battle, and it is really serious between Rowlet and Decidueye. Even though Rowlet isn't really a serious battler, they still made this to be a really serious battle. And they did have some jokes in the episode, and I mean, they weren't that bad. It still had a lot of action. So yeah, then after Decidueye and Rowlet clashed with their two Brave Bird for Rowlet and Sky Attack for Decidueye, they were both on the field, fainted, and then it is a double knockout. But I mean, they're not going to go for a double knockout, because they don't do that in the Pokemon League. I mean, it would be cool if they did that, but I mean, they don't do that, because it doesn't make any sense, because both of the trainers would lose, and they don't want that to happen. So then Decidueye gets up first, and then it's Rowlet's not getting up, so you're thinking what's gonna happen? And then the screen it showed Hal winning, and even Nanu pronounced Hal as the winner of the battle, and I'm did Hal just win that battle? Did Ash really lose the Pokemon League again? And I don't know, it just wow. I genuinely believed that Ash lost that for a second, and then they showed Ash's face too, and he was you could see how shocked he was that Rowlet lost, and I think he kind of accepted it, and then he was walking up to get Rowlet, and then Hala comes up like he says that Rowlet is sleeping. I mean, I guess, I don't know, I didn't watch it sub, but like I guess he says Rowlet is sleeping, and then Rowlet turns over and Rowlet is just sleeping. And then I guess they say that the battle should continue because Rowlet didn't really lose. Rowlet is just sleeping, but I mean, it kind of reminded me of back in Kanto in the Indigo Plateau when Ash was facing Richie, and Richie's Better For You used sleep powder on Squirtle, and Squirtle fell asleep, and then like Ash's Squirtle lost. So I mean, his Squirtle was just sleeping; it didn't faint, but I mean, they just pronounced him as fainted, and it kind of reminded me of then. So I kind of felt like Rowlet, I guess, sort of lost. I mean, he was just sleeping. So I don't know. I think like Ash, I guess, should have lost that battle because like Rowlet was just sleeping. But I don't know. I guess, I mean, they changed it from how Pokemon battles used to be. Like, it didn't make any sense for Squirtle to faint in that battle because he was just sleeping. But I guess now they changed it, and Rowlet didn't faint, so the battle continued. So yeah, I don't know, it's just kind of weird how Rowlet was sleeping. I mean, Rowlet got a quick nap in, I'm sure, and he probably recovered some health, so maybe that's how he was able to defeat Decidueye, because like he was able to restore some of his health by using rest, and everyone was okay with that. But yeah, so then the battle continued, and then Rowlet finally mastered Feather Dance. Like, he tried to use Feather Dance before in the battle, but he got knocked out. But this time he was able to do it, and they had like 3 separate shots of Rowlet successfully using Feather Dance, and I mean, that was kind of cool. So yeah, that actually won Rowlet the battle, and then Rowlet was able to get off a Brave Bird on Decidueye, and Decidueye just lost. So yeah, Decidueye, I guess, didn't have that much endurance because, I mean, he didn't take that much hits from Rowlet, and like, he fainted. But I guess they wanted Ash to win that battle, so I'm okay with that. So yeah, Decidueye lost, and Hao lost, and then like, I mean, I felt bad for Hao because like he thought he won that battle, and it turns out that he didn't win that battle. And yeah, it kind of sucks, but yeah, Hao and Decidueye remind me a lot about Sawyer and Sceptile because like they both kind of look similar. They both have the grass starter, and yeah, they remind me a lot of each other, and they both lost to Ash, so yeah, and they also both were sad when they lost, so there's a lot of similarities between them. But at least like they had their main Pokemon there to support them, and that's good. So also Meltan seems like he's doing something strange, and I'm hoping that that means that Melmetal is coming soon, because like we haven't seen Melmetal at all in the series, and I don't know if we'll see Melmetal in the Sun and Moon series. I think we will, but we might see him in the Galar region if Melmetal has something to do with the lore in the Galar region. I hope Melmetal does have something to do with the lore in the Galar region, and I hope Melmetal gets a new form or something in the Galar region, because like I feel like Melmetal wasn't explained all that well, and I feel like he still has a lot of potential to be used. So yeah, I hope Melmetal is introduced and we see Melmetal in the series. But yeah, then like Hala consoles Hao for that battle and losing. But yeah, I felt bad for Hao because like he had that battle in the bag, and like Hala was the one who said that Rowlet didn't lose, but they were all ready to say that Hao won. Like even the machine, like on the screen, it said Hao won. So Yeah, but I'm glad Ash won because I really want Ash to win the Pokemon League this time. I feel like he has a good chance of winning too. Although I feel like he always has a good chance. I want Ash to win this time. I felt like he had a good chance of winning in the Kalos League, but he lost. That was a big upset because I felt like there was a ton of foreshadowing that Ash would have won that, but he didn't win. I feel like there's some good foreshadowing that Ash is going to win this one too, but we're going to have to see. Like, we can't predict what the writers are going to do, but I really hope that Ash wins this time. So yeah, so now Kiawe versus Sophocles. I think it'll be a good battle. I think Kiawe is going to win. Yeah. I noticed that, this whole Sun and Moon series, Charizard's art style has been changed a bit, so he looks a little bit more menacing. I kind of liked Charizard's art style before, because he looked a little bit more like Pokemon-y. Like, I guess, like I was just used to Ash's Charizard and the Charizard art style before, but I mean, it looks a little bit more mature now. Yeah, that's one thing I noticed, like, Kiawe's Charizard is pretty big, and the art style makes it look big. And it also looks more menacing, but, yeah, I think Sophocles is going to put up a good battle, but, yeah, I think Kiawe is going to pull the win. And, yeah. So, I think Kukui wants Ash to win this Pokemon League just by looking at the battle. Like, Kukui was pretty surprised when Ash's Rowlet was down, and I think Kukui wants Ash to win. I just get that feeling. So yeah, so final thoughts. It was a good battle. I'm liking these league episodes so far. And I like the action and the battles. Like, that's something that's been missing from the Sun and Moon series. Like, there's not been a lot of battles. And I hope in the next series that they'll return back to battles and stuff, like X and Y. And, yeah, but overall, I think this was a good battle. Like, there's a lot of action. I don't know if I liked how it turned out. Like, I felt like How had the upper hand the entire time, but yeah, I think Ash just has the plot armor. He was supposed to win. And I'm really looking forward to Ash versus... I think Ash will face Guzma, because, like, they kind of foreshadowed that. Well, either that or Gladion. Or Kiawe too, but I don't think Ash is going to face Kiawe. Even though in the beginning they kind of foreshadowed Ash and Kiawe facing off, but I don't think Ash and Kiawe are going to face off. Like, even in the opening, one of the openings, I think they had Kiawe versus Ash, although I'm not entirely sure because this is like from far out. But yeah, so let's talk about the preview. It looks like Primarina is getting slaughtered by Guzma and by Golisopod. And I don't think Lana's gonna win that because, like, yeah, I don't think she's just not gonna win. And I think Guzma is gonna face someone, because I feel like Guzma needs to be put in his place somehow. And I feel like the only people who can do that is like Ash or Gladion or Kukui, because like Guzma is like the evil character, he's like the antagonist, and someone needs to put him in his place. So I feel like Ash is going to be the one to put him in his place. So I feel like Ash needs to face Guzma and defeat him. So yeah, so I think Kiawe is going to win. And yeah, they even revealed the spoilers for the next episode title. So yeah, I'm going to make a video talking about those. But yeah, overall, this episode was good. I think How's story is over. I'm not sure if we're going to see much of How anymore. But yeah, I'm just glad Ash won, and I hope Ash wins the whole entire Alola League. Because like he deserves to win, and I feel like now is the time to win. So that's going to do it for this episode review. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments below, and what you thought about this episode. And if you think Ash has a chance of winning this league, because I think he has a good chance of winning. But I mean, he could always lose. Like, I don't know if they want him to win. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like, if you thought Rowlet and Ash lost the Pokemon League, because like I really thought they lost, but I guess they didn't. And I'm glad Ash won. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more episode reviews. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. I'm HumziPlayz. I'll see you next time.